The way Sigma men conduct themselves has a certain quality. They are neither the brash, noisy alphas nor the quiet, subservient followers. They reject categorization and conformity, paving their own way through life with strength and tenacity. They are the lone wolves, individuals who follow their own agenda and forge their own routes in life. But it is their male frame, which seems impenetrable, that gives these guys their distinctive strength. Some could argue that some Sigma men are just born with a particular temperament, while others develop their abilities through time via experience, struggle, and self-reflection. What is evident is that certain characteristics, such as introversion and a preference for small, close-knit groups of reliable friends or family over huge crowds, appear to be shared by all Sigma men to some extent. They are extremely perceptive and possess a remarkable ability to discern people's intentions and body language. They typically have independent, rational minds who aren't hesitant to question authority or tradition. They place a high importance on honesty and sincerity and have limited tolerance for people who engage in political or social games. But these men also have a human aspect that is often hidden beneath the surface. Here are 12 methods that Sigma men maintain their macho body without further ado. 1. They speak from a place of truth and speak what they mean. The honesty and integrity of Sigma guys is one of their defining traits. They believe in speaking the truth up front and don't believe in skirting the subject or using ambiguous language. What distinguishes them from other male stereotypes is their dedication to being clear and transparent in their communication. They don't use psychological tricks or other manipulative methods. They place the highest priority on simplicity and directness. Additionally, it is important to consider what they actually do as well as what they say. Men in the Sigma fraternity are renowned for keeping their promises. They don't say things and don't make promises they can't keep. For Sigma, being true to oneself is the cornerstone upon which everything else is built. When they say something, they really do mean it, and you can depend on them to follow through. This level of authenticity and consistency is refreshing in a world where so many people are more concerned with projecting a certain image or catering to others' expectations. They understand that there are times when diplomacy and nuance are necessary in communication. However, they believe these situations should be the exception rather than the rule too. They never brag even when they have a right to. One of the most admirable traits of Sigma men is their humble nature. They don't feel the need to boast about their accomplishments or highlight their successes to others. Instead, they let their actions speak for themselves and prefer to stay grounded and focused on what's ahead. This doesn't mean they lack self-confidence or don't believe in themselves. They actually have a strong sense of self-worth and don't feel the need to prove it to anyone else. They are aware that their value is not dependent on other people's approval or validation. Even in circumstances where Sigma males have accomplished something noteworthy, they never feel the need to have flat it. Instead of serving as a justification for receiving approval or acknowledgement from others, their accomplishments are a source of internal pride and joy. Due to their lack of dependence on other validation, they are very independent and laser-focused on their own personal improvement. They don't rely on other people to validate their worth or direct them, since they understand that their success ultimately rests with them. Another aspect of their humble nature is their ability to recognize the contributions of others despite their own accomplishments. They don't diminish the success of others or belittle their efforts, whether in the workplace or their personal lives. Sigma men give credit where credit is due and are always willing to acknowledge the hard work of others. 3. They don't play dirty. Sigma males always try to play fair in all their dealings. They do not try to take advantage of others or cheat other people, though. They want to succeed at whatever they're doing. It doesn't mean they'll do that at the expense of others, while some people don't mind throwing a little dirt at others, so they'll look bad. Sigma men believe in fair competition. Always, they trust in their abilities and believe they can win without cheating. Their dedication to moral conduct is evident in every facet of their life. They accept responsibility for their actions and make decisions based on what they feel is right in all contexts, whether they be personal or professional, even if it isn't always the simplest or most well-liked option. They abstain from gossip, rumors, and other forms of social manipulation in order to uphold their ethical norm. They don't have to undermine others in order to succeed. Instead, they focus on building themselves up through hard work, dedication, and remaining true to their beliefs and values. Sigma men approach competition in a fair and honest way. The success achieved through unethical means is hollow and unsatisfying. When they achieve success, they always act with humility and never try to take credit for someone else's hard work or minimize the successes of others. 4. They don't try to dominate people. Instead, they lead by example. These men have a deeper grasp of leadership than others. They embody the idea that a great leader inspires rather than commands. They lead by example rather than by giving orders, and that their followers are not their subjects but fellow travelers. The unmatched leadership style of Sigma men is built on a foundation of approachability and listening. They are sensible enough to see the seriousness of the circumstance and seek out different points of view to make well-informed decisions. The most inspiring thing about them is that they practice what they preach. Values are not just words for Sigmas, they live them every day through their powerful reasoning and thorough insight. It's not just about achieving results, but about positively impacting the community. Sigma men believe that real leadership is not about domination, but uplifting others to greatness. They use their influence to pave the way for a better life, inspiring others to follow their lead. By doing so, they show others that true leadership means setting an example rather than issuing mandates. 5. Their words match their actions. Everyone is aware that words are cheap and that people are actually defined by their actions. Sigma men are consistent and reliable, which distinguishes them from alpha males. They don't need to make lofty promises to impress people. Rather, their words and deeds speak for themselves. Alpha guys talk a good game, but they don't always walk the walk on their commitments. Sigmas, on the other hand, possess the self-control and integrity to follow through on their promises. They protect their character fiercely because they recognize it as their most precious possession. It involves more than just keeping their word. In all facets of their lives, they likewise abstain from hypocrisy. They don't genuinely uphold the ideals they preach, pretend to, or act like they do. The people around them respect and trust them because they are consistent in their words and deeds. This is not meant to imply that men in the Sigma fraternity are rigid or never change their beliefs. They might, but when they do, their sincerity and constancy enable them to forge durable partnerships because they convey the change openly and honestly. 6. They resist allowing themselves to be used. They could come off as peaceful and sweet, yet they are anything but innocent. Trying to take advantage of a Sigma is the biggest error you can make since, believe it or not, they have remarkable talents for upholding their integrity. They have a remarkable talent for spotting compulsion and deception before it ever occurs. It is rare for them to be caught off guard, and they are adept at detecting when someone is trying to take advantage of them. Unlike other males who frequently succumb to extortion or flattery when having difficult conversations, Sigma men trust their gut feelings and maintain objectivity. Even under extreme circumstances, they won't allow themselves to be taken advantage of. They maintain strong boundaries and never veer from their moral code. Taking advantage of a man like this is virtually impossible. He will never sacrifice his dignity to appease another. He can't be pushed around and will stand up for himself. No matter what, Sigma males enjoy helping people, but when they see that they're being used, they separate from that person for good. Even in a relationship, they do not allow their partners to take advantage of them, though it may hurt them. They will end that relationship if they feel exploited. 7. They never break promises. Unlike most people who often make promises without intending to fulfill them, no matter the cost, Sigma men will never breach a promise they have already made because they are professionals at keeping their word. Accountability is a hallmark of great strength, and few people are more aware of this than Sigmas. They are renowned for their steadfast loyalty and can always be relied upon to stick to their commitments. They never betray an agreement or a promise. Doing what is right is only one aspect of integrity. It also involves upholding your own standards and values. 8. They consistently reveal who they really are. One of the most compelling qualities of a Sigma male is their steadfast authenticity. They're not swayed by other people's opinions or societal pressures. They always stay true to themselves. Whether personally or professionally, a Sigma man's true identity is on full display for all to see. They don't wear a mask or play a role to fit in with the crowd. They probably showcase their unique traits and quirks. This raw and genuine nature draws people to them and earns them the respect and admiration of those around them by being true to themselves.